How are you? Hope you're doing really well. This is Keiti, and we already know that what the functions are, how we're gonna use it, and how we're gonna implement it. So today we are going to discuss more about return values, right? So what happens actually? Often a function just takes its arguments. Arguments can also be parameters, which are enclosed in the parentheses, which is nothing but the brackets. It just do some computation task and it's going to return me a value, and that particular value which the function returns, it can be used as a value of the function call in the calling expression. Didn't got it right? Let me explain you more clear. They see, we already know that function calling is nothing but a function invocation, right? So as we have already discussed in the last example, where we have already checked that whether the number entered by the user is even or odd, right? So what happens that in the parameter, as you already know, that in the parameter we have written the 4 number, we have written the 5 number, right? So that particular 4 number is entered by the user and it is already given by the programmer, and then it actually goes to the function definition, and when it goes to the function definition it actually do some computational task, and it actually what happens that it divide the number by 2, and it actually says that whether the number is divisible by 2 or not completely, and if it is divisible by 2 completely, then it is the even number, else is the odd number, right? So what it that function has done, it actually has perform some computational process, right? And due to that computational process, that particular function is going to return us that whether the number is even or odd, right? So what happened in that particular program, we have already declared the print statement in the if else block, right? But what happens by using the return statement, what does it actually means that it doesn't require any print statement in the function calling. Rather, what happens that it just returns the value which is entered by the user, do some computational process, it actually returns the value, and then it just prints us whatever is written inside the Python code. For example, let me clear you this point by giving you more example, right? See, there is a return keyword. Return keyword is basically used only for returning the values. It can be the values, it can be the values which is computed by the programmer, it can be the values which are already returned, which has to be returned by the function. Now that function basically may have parameters, it may have not parameters, it doesn't matter. But when it actually uses return statement, then it means that it is going to return some value to the function def calling, right? So what happens at let's see this example. Like there is a particular definition of function greet, right? Greet is nothing but a function, right? So it actually what says that in the definition greet, it says that return hello. It means that it is going to return me hello. Whenever a particular programmer is going to call the function greet, then the greet function is going to return it hello, right? So what happens that it basically prints us greet, and then it prints Sammy, right? Sammy is basically nothing but just a simple name. And we know that in Python programming language, whatever we write in a single quote or in double quote, it actually is simple. It's going to print us that, right? So we are able to say that in print statement, we actually says that hello got returned by the greet function, which actually replaces this function calling, and then we can say that in the output, we are able to say that it is hello Sammy, right? Then in the next line what happens that it is print greet. In print greet what happens that greet is actually returning us hello, right? Then again it calls a function, the function call is called again and again, and then it returns us hello, and then it basically print us Preeti. So it basically print us hello Preeti, right? So we are able to see that how the return actually works. So let me clear you more by giving out an example by working out an atom. As you can see my screen that there is a particular function known as my function, and that my function is basically having the definition of return hello. It means that whenever the function is called, then it is going to return us hello, right? So in the next line, as you can see that there is a simple print statement, my function, and then it is Sammy. My function has been called inside the print statement. So what happens that this particular my function gets replaces by hello, and then it's going to print us nothing but hello, Sammy, right? So in the next line, what happens that you can actually say that my function is called again. So we can call the function again and again as much as we required, right? So my function is basically called again. It actually replaces with hello. So we are able to say that it basically gives us hello John. So let's see the answers are coming as hello Sammy or hello John or not. We're able to run this program and then we says that yes, of course, perfect, right? So it basically says that it is going as hello Sammy, and then it basically says that it's hello John, right? So so moving on to the next slide, we are able to say that there is multiple parameters or arguments, right? What it actually means, until now, what we have given only one parameter to any particular function which we are going to define. But do you know that we can also provide more than one parameter to the function definition, right? But there are some conditions that which we need to follow. We can define more than one parameter in the function definition. It actually means that in the function definition, there can be one parameter, there can be more than one parameter as well, as we have already discussed now, right? We can simply add more arguments when we call the function. It means that whatever arguments we are adding and while calling the function, that actually be more than one, or they can actually be one as well, right? But the condition applies that the number and the order of arguments which we are providing in the function calling that actually be matching with the number and order of arguments which we are providing in the function definition. Like for example, we are going to say that here, as you can see my screen, that multiply is basically nothing but the name of the function, right? Now the number of arguments over here, what are there? There are two number of arguments, x and y, right? And while calling the function of multiply, there are again two number of arguments, that is 3 and 4. So here it is called as function calling, and as you can see my screen, that here is called as function definition, right? So the number and order of arguments in the function definition, it is actually matching with the number and order of arguments while in the function calling, right? So we are able to see that when we are calling the function, the control will go to the definition part, and when it will go to the definition part, it's going to perform some computation task. It's going to return me the sum. Okay, and when it's going to return me the sum, basically it is nothing but the sum. It's not going to return me 3 plus 4, it's going to return me 3 into 4. As you can see that whatever operator I have used while in this particular x and y, that is nothing but multiply, right? So we are able to say that in this case 3 into 4, that would be equal to 12, and then that particular value which is returned by the definition, it gets stored in the out value, and then it's going to print me the output. So the output gets printed as 12, right? So we'll get a more clear idea when we are going to perform this example on atom, right? So as you can see my screen right now, we have our atom open for you, and we can say that we have defined a particular function named definition function, and in this definition function I have basically two parameters known as x comma y, right? In this case what happens, there is a particular norm that is add, and add is equal to x plus y, and then this function is going to return me the value of add, right? Simple, perfect. Now what actually happens, add right. So what actually happens when I'm going to call this particular function? That function is nothing but called by 3 and 4. What happens that it is going to add is that is sum equal to print, sum equal to function 3 comma 4. Now what it does? You might be wondering that it is basically called as nothing but function definition, as we have already started right now. Okay, and this is basically called as function calling, right? So we can say that when the function is called by the arguments that is 3 and 4, so the argument will actually go into x plus y, like 3 plus 4, and that is nothing but 7, right? So it's basically going to return me the value of 7, and when this particular function is going to return me this value, that particular value gets stored in the sum variable, right? So we can actually print over here, that is nothing but sum, and we can save this file. Let's run our command prompt right now. So as you can see my screen, there is basically the answer is coming to be 7, right? So now you might be wondering that we have already added about the 3 and 4. Can we add hi WhatsApp? So can also be added? Let's see. Yeah, as you can see my screen that it is basically coming as hi WhatsApp, right? Why it is coming as hi WhatsApp? Just because we know that two strings can actually be concatenated by using a simple operator that is plus sign, right? So we are able to see that here concatenation of strings take place, right? But it doesn't happen with the other operators. Like if I am talking about multiply, if I am talking about divide, then it doesn't happen, right? So now if I actually we go like we have in multiply over here, and now I'm going to save this file, and now when it actually runs, then see that it basically says that can't multiply sequence by non of type string, right? Because these two are the string data types, right? Hi and WhatsApp, and because these are the string data types, they can actually not be multiplied. So because they cannot be multiplied, it actually says as the syntax error perfect, right? So stay tuned guys, bye bye, take care.